Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Welcome. Um, Thank you for everyone that's taken the time to watch my channel, and I'm sorry for being unavailable for the last month and a half. I have been working. Some of you that I know personally, I'm a teacher by profession, so it's been hectic with the lockdown, and I've had to put my channel on the standstill before. So anyway, I'm back. I've been thinking about where I want to see this channel go, what direction I want to see this channel go to. And yes, it's more about mental health in African culture, but I've been having a lot of tips from different people, and I'm so excited. For today, the new series we're focusing on is on the main topic, for the series is power of words. And I know some people say, including myself, that words mean nothing if they're not backed with actions, but sometimes, or most of the times, words go a long way. Ooh, what's that in my hair? Okay. Now, one of the key things I've been looking into is how words have shaped the people we are, and words have shaped our relationship, how words have shaped our mental state, and how words have shaped our mind, our lifestyle, and everything else. And it's clear to see that pretty much everything that we do, everything, how we interact with others, in some shape or form, is centered around words. Now, as a teacher, I use words all the time. The impact of my words can actually break or make my students, and I'm very mindful of that. And I like to start off by, as a teacher, let me say, so I like to start off my day by saying good morning, how are you doing? If it's on a Monday, or so, how was your weekend? I just get words out to show them that I do care. Yes, I do care, but there's certain times where you have to go that extra mile with the words you say. Now, the reason I wanted to talk about the power of words in this season is focused around positivity, really. It's not really about being down, depressed, yay. Season 1 was all about that. The first series I put out was all about saying how I felt, talking about my mental health, talking about things that related to my past. Now, the power of words is more about the present and looking into the future. So how do I use words to shape my present day of living, and then go into the future? And I will be happy to say that I'm someone that believes so much in positive affirmations. And if you don't know what that means, it means that it's like a pep talk. You talk to yourself in a positive way. You talk yourself out of challenges by preparing your mind, by saying things that you never heard from someone else when you were growing up. So I'm a big fan of that. And how did this come by? One of the main things that I decided to do as I was going through my depression, my post-traumatic stress disorder phase, and I'm still going through it, is find positive affirmations that reflect on the values and intentions that I have. And I mean, when I mean by values and intentions, like, what do I stand by? What are my values in life? What do I perceive to be my ingrained character? I'm someone that's kind. I'm someone that's I'm very loyal, and I'm someone that is I just go with the flow most of the time. And I started to read a lot of books, and I read a lot of quotes. And one of the key things I want to share with this in this series is all about knowing when and how to use your words. And knowing that our words carry so much power, regardless of whether you're saying it to a young person or to an old person, our words carry so much power, and especially words that you repeat to yourself, they carry so much power. Now, I'll give you a typical example. If words had no power, you will not have people, like you will not have journalists, you will not have teachers, you will not have all this public speakers, all these self-motivators. You will not have them, because they know that words carry so much power. Because words carry so much power, how do you use them? So that is what the series is about. How do you use those words that carry so much power in your life? Do you use it to uplift you, or do you use it to uplift someone, or do you use it to bring yourself down, or do you use it to bring someone else down? That is what I will be focusing on. And I just want to say, I am not an expert on words, and I'm not an expert on mental health. It's a disclaimer I'm putting out there. All my talks and all my series and seasons, if you might wish to call them, are focused around the different ways I live my life. I've got like a lot of experience when it comes to words and how it's used in order to motivate or demotivate people. Now, words, when I say words, I mean any kind of word. Demeaning words, positive words, challenging words, anything that you can think of that would describe someone. So, growing up, I had a very, very, very insightful childhood, like you have heard from the last season. I had a very kind of colorful childhood, but one of the things that struck me when I grew older and I was doing my therapy was all about different types of words that the adults had used for me when I was growing up. I think I was called various kinds of words: bad species, black sheep of the family. I was called all that, and because it was connected to negative things, I always saw myself in a very negative light. I lacked confidence, I lacked trust. I was very nervous. I was a very nervous child, and it took me a long time. And as I was going through therapy, and I had to unpick certain words that did not suit me, or certain words that did not sit right with me. So that's how I got to understand that I had let words get into me and define who I am, just because those words were said by people I loved, people I look up to, people I aspire to be within the family. And it took me a while to realize, you know what, if someone has not got your best interest at heart and is using a lot of words to demean you and bring you down, you should not be following that person. And I had a lot of times where I could look at myself and I say to myself, Clarice, you're not what they said you are. You're not what they said you are. So power of words is all about using your words to help bring up your character and others around you. And it's all to do with using it at the right time and how you use it. Now, the first series, the first episode for Power of Words is focused around positive affirmation. The reason I want to talk about positive affirmation is because, hey, it's springtime, got the light, I'm happy, others are happy, positivity. Now, I came across the positive affirmation. One of my friends on Facebook, Maureen, she's very big on positive affirmation. She's very big on being positive regardless of what you're facing. I, for one, I am someone that I wear my emotions on my sleeves. I do not care. If I am angry, I will tell you I'm angry. If I am happy, I will tell you I'm happy. But then again, it's how I go about telling you I'm happy, angry, anxious. How do I do that without demeaning the person or without making that person feel a certain type of way? So I started to look at quotes. I started to look at quotes from various philosophers, various motivational speakers, various monks, various Catholic priests, various like well-known people around the world and poets, presidents, I just started to look at quotes because I feel like as a human being that wants to make an impact in the world, I have to be able to express how I feel in a way that does not only demean someone, but also shows the person like a positive way out, if you get what I mean. And as I was reading, I came across Maya Angelou's quote, which resonates with me till this day. The quote says, I wrote it down. The quote says, I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And that quote resonates with me because not only does it tell me that when I am interacting with people, the words I say, the things that I do will not mean anything to those people, in as much as how I'm making them feel. So what is it I'm saying? How is it making them feel? The thing that I'm saying, how is it making them feel? They will remember that more. And that's how we create memories. And we create memories by using our words to like build people up, bring out the joy, bring out happiness. And now, one of the things as well that I would like to discuss for this series is how do we use our words to shape our children's life? As an African parent, how do you use your words to shape your children's life? As a Caribbean person, how do you parent? How do you use your words to shape your children's life? Yes, I looked at quotes. Yes, I looked at poets. I looked at presidents. I looked at monks. I looked at Catholic priests. But then, what did I gain from it? What did I find? One thing that resonated all throughout. What was it? What was it? What was common among all the people that I read, all the quotes that I looked at? There's one thing. The words that they say was to ignite a type of feeling in the person that's reading it. It is all about igniting either the passion, either joy, either happiness in that person that's reading it. So it's all about creating this feeling when that for the reader when they read it. So I'm like, okay, if they were writing that down and it was all about creating a feeling when you read it, what about us, parents? From my perspective, I looked at parents because I'm a parent of 2 beautiful children. And I had to start looking at the things I say to them. Are my words in the morning very powerful to a point whereby it ignites their passion? Are the words I say to them in the morning motivates them? Does it bring them down? Does it make them feel worthless? Do I try as much as possible to listen to them, the words that they're saying, before I respond? Because just saying words sometimes it's not enough. You have to listen to the words that the children are saying or the person you're having a conversation with is saying, because that is how we get to understand. Now, one of the big things I like to do with my son, the one that is in secondary school, Ethan, is I ask him, okay, what has mummy done in the past week or past month that you see that she can change? Because I don't care. As an adult, you've got a lot to learn from children. I don't care who says that children, they're meant to be heard, not seen, because that is what is very rampant in Afro-Caribbean family households. I do not really abide by that. The reason why I don't abide by that, because I grew up with that mentality, and look at what it did to me. I am kind of really messed up or fucked up, like you can say, when it comes to having conversations with parents. But I've learned to deal with it, and I've opened up now a bit. So I don't want that to happen to my children. So every once in a while I go to them, like especially the 12-year-old Ethan. He's very vocal and he's very insightful as well. And I go to him, what has mommy done the past month, a week or 2 weeks that you feel like she needs to change, or she needs to rectify it or add on to it? And he will go, oh mommy, you know, last time you just shouted a lot. You shout and said things that you didn't mean. I know you didn't mean it, but then you never listened to me. And this kept coming up all the time. I'll go in his room without even listening. I'll shout. Then I'll leave and I'll be drained. He'll be upset. Then I'll wonder why I'm acting the way I'm acting, or he's acting the way he's acting. All because of the words I have said. The words I have said has put a block between him and I. And every time I say those words over and over again, there's keeps adding another block, And it got to a point where he felt like he couldn't tell me anything. But then I asked him, like, what is it that I have to start doing to like build this bridge of conversation between you and I? And he will go to me, Mommy, I would like you to do this. I'd like you to take me out. I'd like you, like we just started, it all started from words, me asking him. And now, as a parent, what are you doing? Or as an uncle, what are you doing to keep building that bridge of conversation with your niece, with your nephews, with your sons, with your daughters, when it comes to conversation? Because like I said at the beginning, the power of words, it is very important. Now, I used to be a big believer on this thing where it says like, I don't really care about words as long as it's not backed by actions. But then I realized that the first point of an action is saying it, affirming it through the use of words, either written words or spoken words, through the use of words, period. Now, what you do after that, it's all to do with how you're feeling. Someone might say, okay, I would like to go and run the London Marathon. And then they will train, and all of a sudden they'll fall out. They'll not do the race. It's all to do with what happened after they said it. It's not really to do with the words they said. They were determined to do it, but they didn't do it afterwards because something else came up. Then I started to look at the connection between what you say and what you do. Sometimes people will say the best things ever. They'll say the most gleeful things ever. They'll say the most seducing things ever to get something from you. But then once they do that, hey, bye-bye, arrivederci, bon voyage, we're gone. Now, if you do that, then that person starts to get a certain feeling. And then it brings you back to what Maya Angelou said, that people don't remember what you did. They don't remember what you said. They remember how you made them feel. So I started to look at the words I say every day. I think it goes back as far as 2018. So I had an epiphany one time, and I was like, oh, I come in the house, I shout, go to school, I shout. Why not try something else, Clarice? So because I teach mostly sixth formers. Sixth formers, like people in Cameroon, is like lower seat and opposite, terminal et probatoire. So that is the people I teach mostly. So we got into arguments, heated discussions and all that over something I said, over something he said or she said. So then I said to myself, I think it was around November 2018, I said, okay, let me try something different. Why can I not just go in class and just listen? And I started that. I started training my mind, because it's all a mind thing. It's all mindset. I started training my mind. And remember, for someone that has post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety is like second nature to us. We're very anxious. So we have to find different things and skills to deal with our anxiety. And all the time, for me, is to do with how kids perceive me, how students perceive me. But then because I decided to listen, I kind of became calmer. I kind of became softly spoken. I was speaking to them in a soft tone, and you could see that they started opening up and they could talk to me more. Now, I am not saying that when you are faced with a situation that needs you to be angry, you don't be angry because you hate power of words. No, I'm saying that if you have noticed a pattern in the things that you say and how you make people feel based on the words that you've said, then you need to change it. You need to fix it. I, for one, have been at the end of very unkind words from both family, friends, and acquaintances. I dealt with it in a very, very immature way in the past. But today, at the moment as I'm speaking, I don't really care. Why don't I care? Because I have turned to realize that the words that you say are a reflection of how you are feeling. The words that you say are a reflection of how the person that is saying it is feeling. Now, if someone is telling me off and telling me all this rubbish, blah, 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 now I don't react that much. If I want to react, I will react. But then I don't think I will be that flamboyant when I react like in the past. I will get upset, kick plate things, throw things around because I'm so upset of what someone had said. Now, all of a sudden, come 2020, 2021, how do I react to what people say? I just say, okay, are you okay? I might raise my voice. My tone is I have a very deep tone. I project my voice a lot. So people feel that I am shouting or I'm angry, which I am not. I've got a teacher voice, remember? So if you are trying to use words to get at me, no, it's not going to work. Why is it not going to work? Because I've understood the power of words. I've understood that what people say to you, and you know yourself better than anyone else, you will not react to it based on what that person has said. Yes, it will make you feel very bad, but then start to do some digging into what the person has said to you. 99.9% of the time is actually how the person is feeling. So the person is projecting his feeling or her feeling onto you through the use of words. I'm not saying you should not get angry. Get angry. Do whatever you want. But then don't react the same way like he reacted. Don't use words to react like the person, because then it would just be a waste of your time. I tell you a very, very simple story. Okay, I've got a very good friend. I met her online, and good. We turned out to really work really well as a friend. And she'd come down to London. She came over and got her food. I cooked her food, and she is gay. Now, in our culture, when I say our culture, Afro-Caribbean culture to be specific, we do not support homosexuals. Now, she wrote something on her Facebook page. It wasn't that derogatory. It wasn't that like it wasn't insulting anyone. She wrote something about someone that she knew, or something that was happening to someone that she knew. And then she had, within the space of 4 to 5 months, 5 minutes, she had like almost close to 150 comments on it. Like very, very, very insulting words and very, very derogatory words. I know she's got a thick skin, so she did not react to it. Then I just went under the comments, and I commented, and I said to them like when will people allow people to just be themselves and live their lives? As long as it's not hurting you, hey. Oh my God, that was a can of worms I opened up. Like, it just like all the insults that were going for her came onto me. But guess what I did? Anyone that just messaged me on the comment and copied me in, I just went right back at you. I just kept laughing and just went right back at you. Emojis. It got to a point that the people got confused. The people were like, is she gay? Is she not gay? Is she I was just like I am not going to come and explain myself to you. This is social media. Get over yourself. Social media means, social means you're sociable, you're interacting. It just happens to be online. I bet in real life you will not be saying that to my face. And they kind of felt as if, oh, what is she all about, blah, 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 that, oh, you should leave that to you guys over in London. I'm like, what has London got to do with it? The words that you guys say will come to haunt you. I just kept writing that. Every time they say, oh, they said a derogatory term at me, they said something at me, I just kept thinking to myself, these kids or these people have nothing to do with your lives. I just kept asking them. So all the things that you had to say, you typed that. You typed that. And they were like confused. They got confused because the insults I was receiving was so much. At the end of the day, I just looked at myself and was like, why am I even responding to them? And then anyone after else that responded, I was just like, I just laughed. It got to a point where even the person that started the insult himself started laughing. The reason why he started laughing because he discovered that the words that they have been saying for close to 2 days meant nothing to me because, hey, guess what? That is how you guys feel. Because I said it to them. That is how you feel. See me face to face and tell it to me. Now, of course I did feel hurt. But then because I started to understand the power of words, I started to realize that words carry power, but not only the power of how it affects you, the power of how it affects the person saying it. That is why we have positive affirmations. Do you get up in the morning and tell yourself today's going to be a good day? I used to be one of those people back in uni with my friends, like they'll ask me in the morning, Clarice, have you eaten? I was like, what have I achieved this morning for me to eat? They will laugh, but I wasn't joking. There used to be a time at uni whereby 2011, whereby I would get up in the morning, I would be anxious for no reason. And I would ask myself, I need to achieve this, I need to achieve this, what for? Just because the words I've said to myself are the words that people said to me in the past. People told me in the past, you will achieve this, you're this, you're this, you're this. So I let it get to me. I use those words to keep within me and I act upon those words. And yes, I did therapy on that. One of the good things that I did applaud my therapy at that time, Dr. Edith, she told me that those words, yes, they carry meaning. The only reason they carry meaning is because they're coming from people. Most of the words came from people that I look up to, family members. And because I felt so hurt, I thought those words define me. It took me a while. It took me a while to get over the words that had been said to me. It took me a while to get over the childhood traumas based on words that had been said to me. Now, don't get me wrong, therapy was great. I did therapy from close to 2 years. No, not close to 2 years, more than 2 years, because I was discharged in the end of 2012. And I started therapy around late 2009. I was introduced in therapy late 2009, but then I started properly 2010. Because I went uni, it was on and off sometimes, on and off, between 2010 right through to 2012. And sometimes I will leave it and go traveling and I come back. It was just very haphazard at some point in my life. But then when I committed to it, I get to understand the power of words. And that is what I wanted to share with you. One of the key things that you need to do for yourself as someone that wants to not fix the mental health, but that wants to train the mind, look after your mental health, focus on positive words, because those are the words that will get you through. I'm currently reading Think Like a Monk. I recommend this book to anyone that faces challenges in life and wants words of positive affirmation. I recommend this book to anyone that wants to break that cycle of words that have been said to you, I recommend this book to anyone that wants to just, hey, be calm and say good things. Because at the end of the day, like Maya Angelou said, people will forget what you said to them, but they will never forget how you made them feel. Use your words wisely and use kind words. Remember to be kind to yourself. Remember to be kind to everyone, especially to yourself. Peace, and I will see you some other time. Love you.